Nice 17-inch bass. What we're doing is targeting some deep structure out here in the middle of the lake. Nice 17-inch bass. What we're doing is targeting some deep structure out here in the middle of the lake. Just running a black and blue shaky head. Good fish, bro. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a good fish, boys. What it's all about. Nice 17 3/4 inch fish. Again, fishing this structure. We're right over a tree right now, and we're running a black blue flake shaky head. It's summertime now. The water's warmed up, and these fish are moving out deep. You go straight back to the bottom. So the water temps have warmed up. The cooler water is obviously in the deeper depths, and a lot of these big fish will go down deep and hover around that structure that's holding bait fish. And we're just running our baits right around that area, that target area, and just one after another. That was 2 back to back. All right, guys, let's show you the setup that we're using to target these fish out deep. I'm using a Douglas Rods LRS series. This is the 724F casting rod. I know a lot of guys use a spinning rod. If I was gonna use a spinning rod, I'd use the same rod in spinning. This is an LRS 724 spinning rod. It's got a split grip cork handle. This has got the split grip EVA foam. Running an Enigma reel. This is a 7.3 to 1. We got 12-pound fluoro clear P line on here. I like this because it's a little bit rigid, but the fish aren't line shy of it, even though the water is relatively clear. We're matching that up with these Owner Ultra Head shaky heads. This is a 3/32 ounce with a 4-ounce hook. It's got a screw lock for the actual worm. So, you know, the head of the worm actually screw locks into there, and then we're just basically pulling with an extra little bit of worm. See, it's popping out, and then I'm poking it back through, so we're totally weedless. And you want it so when you hold this worm, it's pretty much straight. I got a little bit of a hump in here. I want to try and straighten that out a little bit, so that way it's got a nice presentation. And I'm just bouncing this off the bottom, and this tail is just sticking up in the air, swirling around, and the fish are just hammering it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking that worm, I'm casting out, I'm letting the worm sit and drop all the way to the bottom before I even move it. Let it get on the bottom, and then you're just gonna do little hops. You know, you're just gonna pull a little bit, reel in your slack, do a little tug, reel in your slack, and so on and so forth, and you're working that bait off the bottom, and it's just hopping. And that tail is the action that those fish are going after. You know, it may look like an injured bait fish, a worm coming out of the ground, things like that, and they're just hammering it. And you'll feel that bite. You'll either, it depends, like today, I'm going to reel in that slack, and it just feels heavy, and you set the hook. I thought I had one there.
I thought you did too.
You'll just feel it heavy, and you'll set the hook. Sometimes you'll feel them just smack it. It depends how aggressive it is. You know, we're a little later in the morning. It's almost 10 o'clock a.m. And, you know, so they're just gonna mouth that and start swimming with it. So you'll feel the heaviness, just lean back into that fish. The big thing is when you're fishing those deeper fish, they're gonna wanna come up and jump. You know, they're trying to get that bait out of their mouth. So you're gonna wanna try to play them down, Keep your rod tip down close to the water or in the water to keep them from jumping. So that's a couple tips I can give you guys. So let's get back to fishing and see if we can get a couple more of these. All right guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. Next time you're out on the water, try that deeper bite, especially middle of summer. Those fish seem to be more active all day. As you guys saw, we caught a couple really nice solid fish in that 17 to 18 inch range. I've definitely caught bigger out there, and I've even caught smaller, but you know, it's something that you guys should try next time out on the water. Just that deeper bite. When it's not working shallow for you or something's not working, just find some structure. Or one thing I failed to mention when we were on the water was we actually moved to the grass line in you know, roughly 10 foot of water, 9-10 foot of water, you know, focusing on that weed edge. And I ended up catching 2 more fish right on that weed edge. So shaky head, awesome bait. Just let it sink to the bottom, give it that hop motion. Sometimes you could just do a simple drag, but it should give you guys some success next time you're out on the water. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, boys and girls, tight lines and smooth paddling. Peace.